Karl time. WATP.
It's showtime.
All right. Well, it's been an exciting week in the Dabbleverse as you guys got a gift that you were not expecting as John was out doing ChillCon. Was ChillCon? Is that what it's called?
ChillerCon. It was supposed to be for stars of horror movies, and then Stuttering John was there as well.
There's so many funny stories. I can't even begin to have Karl tell them all or help Karl tell them all. But my favorite by far was that Stuttering John weasels a ride home from this guy, and then the guy, I think, John drank 6-8 beers or something in the car.
Yeah, so this guy, Nick Greystone, drove John back to his mom's house on Long Island, and John brags. So John ended up doing his podcast, I think, as a return favor afterwards, which is fantastic. We're just getting into it. We still have more to get to on WATP. But John was bragging about drinking 8 beers on the way from ChillerCon in New Jersey back to his mom's house on Long Island.
What kind of brag is that?
How annoying would that be? Somebody drinking 8 beers while you're driving through traffic there.
Especially that guy.
And it's supposed to be this big favor. John's return favor is that he'll do the podcast. But John takes it as, I'm going to tell you my life story. I'm going to include wild whoppers and bullshit in the whole thing. And this guy can barely even respond because John is just going on and on and on about high school. I mean, everything. What grade did he start in, Karl? I mean, he went on and on with bullshit.
He started bragging about his first job when he was 9. Then he talked about the job he had when he was 10. I mean, it just goes on and on. But this guy, Nick Greystone, the name of the show is Primal Scream. He's like a metalhead. And so John's trying to impress him for some reason. It's so bizarre the way that this show goes down because, like you said, Nick, the host, barely gets a word in. John just starts talking about Battle of the Bands in 11th and 12th grade and what bands he was in and how cool they were. And
Stiff Minister.
Yes, that was his band when he was a senior in high school. My clip number 1 over here, Mark, he brags about how cool they were.
We had T-shirts, and a lot of the kids in school would walk around with Stiff Minister T-shirts.
Awesome.
They would write it on desks, our emblem, all over the doors, Stiff Minister. We had this whole, like all the chicks loved us. It was awesome.
No, they didn't.
And he's a perfect host for John because he doesn't know enough to know otherwise, right?
Yeah, and the guy just keeps going, oh, that's awesome, man. Wow, that's so cool. That's really great. Meanwhile, there's a 60-year-old man sitting next to you who was on the Howard Stern show and Jay Leno, and he talks for 20 minutes about high school.
Well, he doesn't have enough places to brag about this now, so he's got an opportunity. He's got a captive audience that doesn't know shit, and really isn't in a position to steer him otherwise either.
And it's bizarre because, on our Patreon, we went over all of John's audiobook. And John's audiobook turns every stone. So I thought I knew everything about his high school band and everything he did in high school, but there are new stories that are coming out that I didn't even know about.
No way.
Yeah, my next clip here, he talks about they had this amazing concert at the Battle of the Bands. And they did it up with the stage show. It was incredible.
But anyway, so I'm there. So then in 12th grade, everyone thought I was going to be the lead singer, but we kept it quiet. And we had this guy, John Karl, who was the big Ozzy guy, the big Judas Priest guy, like the insane guy.
What a move.
So then I had my keyboard player do like a funeral march. And then we had our pallbearers come out in black gowns, carrying his painted black coffin, and they bring it to the stage, and then the coffin is placed on the center of the stage, and then we go into you've got another thing coming, dun, dun, dun,
Nice.
dun, 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 dun. And then it's just we go, ding, and then the coffin opens. John Karl comes out. He's got the 666 on his shirt. Yes. He comes out there, and we go into you've got another thing coming.
More than life.
Yeah.
What's the budget for this?
Lord.
100 grand?
Well, John claims that he was paid $4,000 for these shows that he did at Battle of the Bands. It's hilarious. There's so much to talk about just from this little segment that he does. But imagine, this is the guy who actually did open for Ozzy. He had a record deal with Atlantic Records, and he's bragging about a high school Battle of the Bands.
$4,000, by the way, today's dollars, that's got to be like $12,000 or something like that.
Yeah.
A high school.
close to $13,000 from a high school show.
Who has ever made more than like $150 on a Battle of the Bands to this day? Nobody.
Well, John even says, he goes, yeah, they were going to give us $400 to do the show. And I went, fuck that. And so he wrote a note to the principal saying that he wanted to get a cut of the door. Now, $400 in 1983 it's a significant amount of money. My band currently, we just played a show recently. We got paid $450. I was fine with that in 2025.
It's because you ain't as good.
Where do they have this? The Bottom Line in New York or somewhere? I mean, this seems like a big budget, big box office. How could there be that much box office money? Where was this concert?
I was trying to figure it out because we were looking at, it's 1983. How much could they be charging people?
Yeah.
And we were throwing out, like, what did concerts cost back then? I actually had some people email me and tell me $12 was about the price of a ticket if you're going to see like a big band back then, like an arena act, maybe $12 you'd pay.
Yeah. Okay. So
I don't
high school
know what-
Battle of the Bands, $1, $2 at the most?
I
They
was
really
thinking
packed
back.
that joint.
I was thinking back to, I'm a terrible negotiator because I was in a band in high school and we did this talent show in high school. I got paid $0. Can you believe that?
Well,
What a rube.
but didn't they have pig's blood too? You didn't mention that, or you didn't have that in the clip.
Oh my gosh, Drew, this show, there's 2 different Battle of the Bands that he played.
Oh, okay.
And that was the first one where they revealed they have a singer now. And everyone was blown away. And they're like, what? They have a lead singer? This is crazy. They couldn't believe it.
Didn't they keep it quiet all year too? Didn't they do this something like that?
They kept it quiet. You know, obviously the Inquirer was trying to figure out what was going on with this band, and the Rolling Stone magazine, they didn't know. They kept it under wraps, which was great.
And introduced him in
then,
a coffin. I think they had a coffin to introduce him. He came out of a coffin, I think.
That's what he said.
Yeah, that was the clip we just played. Yeah, they
Yeah,
brought out
is that right? Oh,
Bears.
I knew that. I knew that already.
It's almost like you were there.
It's
I just have a
legend.
quick clip. My number 3. This is how excited John is to talk about his band from high school. He starts singing the riffs to the songs that they played.
There he is. So then we go into Black Sabbath's Paranoid.
Holy shit.
Boom.
Yeah, we know.
This ain't Child. I mean, it's literally Beavis and Butthead right there. It's like, this rocks.
And by the way, he gets no, like, if you just watch the host, no response the whole time he's doing that. The guy doesn't even move.
Why would he? Does he think he doesn't know the riff to Paranoid?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, that Paranoid. Right. Yeah, that's a cool song. I remember that.
I love when he said, "That's sick."
I know. He responded to the other clip, but not new.
Hilarious.
Oh my God! Was there anything besides the pig's blood? Didn't they have a trap door built into the stage or something?
Oh my gosh, you're getting way ahead of me here.
Okay,
Drew.
sorry.
So the first Battle of the Bands where they revealed the lead singer in the coffin, and that was really cool. Everyone went nuts. The second one, they had to bring it up a notch. And so he discusses...
How do you do that? I mean, to even think that is ridiculous.
My next clip, he talks about how he brought the stage show to the next level.
Oh boy.
What happens is John Carroll goes through the trap door where it's curtained off, so you don't know. This is all coming out of the brain of Stuttering John Melendez,
Holy
a young
shit.
Stuttering John. So I figured out how to do this. So he comes down, no one knows. Then they see a head with the same pillowcase on his head that comes through the thing.
What?
Then the
What?
guillotine, and then we opened with Hot Rockin'. And then boom.
It's like if your child came home and told you what happened at school that day and how cool they were
Yep.
in show and tell or something. That's like how he's describing this.
Although I kind of want to see a concert where John just does the guitar with his own mouth, like where he just
Yep.
does the riffs, like get it, bop, bop, skidoo, bop to you.
You know,
That's not like Frankenstein. What song was he even doing
That's
there?
your point. Yeah.
I could swear this sounds a little like Alice Cooper. Was Alice Cooper at the show? Did he steal John's act?
Well, it's funny you say that, Drew, because our buddy Nick here, the host, knows about Alice Cooper's famous act and brings this up in my next clip.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna get to the bottom of it.
The guillotine comes down. Pig's blood goes all over the front row, and the freaking head falls into the freaking basket.
Holy shit, like Alice Cooper.
And yeah, I didn't even know he did that. But then, and again, I mean, like, then we did Godzilla from Blue Oyster Cult.
Holy shit.
I had an 8 millimeter black and white film of Godzilla we had on the stage.
He totally knew that he did that because if you didn't, you would go, wait, Alice Cooper did that? That's crazy. I had no idea.
He said he flies by it. I didn't know he
I didn't know he did that.
Did it 10 years before that.
That's hilarious.
I was watching the Uncle Rico show, Shuli and the gang make fun of this stuff as well. And I think Mike Morris was saying, and then they started building a wall behind us, one brick at a time. And 2 hours into the show, there's a full wall. It's like, John, we know where you're stealing this from. You're not fooling anyone.
Oh my God. And again, the budget, Carl, what kind of a budget did this? They must have been signed by somebody and had a budget for pig's blood and all this stuff.
Oh, yeah. He went to the butcher and bought pig's blood and shot that all over the front row, and apparently that was okay to do in a high school battle of the bands.
Most high schools are fine with that. You'd be surprised.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess it was fine.
That is so preposterous. No, I can't believe he should at least add to the story that he was suspended for the pig's blood. Shouldn't he?
No. He was actually given a gold star on his diploma.
What?
Oh, I swear to God, he talks about how he got a gold. It didn't say, he used the word star, but some type of gold thing on his diploma for being so cool.
Wait, but you got his transcript, Carl. It seems to me there would be nothing gold on his diploma because he got C's and D's pretty much, didn't he?
He had a C- average. We've discussed this. That he went to the what is it called? 13th grade.
Oh,
community college.
Yeah, community. Yeah.
There was something else. If I'm stealing this, I apologize. Didn't he claim that the principal sent him around to all the classes to promote the show?
Yeah. So he wrote this letter to the principal saying how he deserves more money than the $400, and the principal calls him in during homeroom and he goes, "John, this is the most professional letter I've ever received.
Ever.
Because of that, ever. And because of that, I'm going to give you half the door, and I'm going to allow you to leave class and go promote this show to all the other classes."
Oh my God, that didn't happen.
It wasn't in his book, Mark. He just remembered this now.
Yeah, it's crazy.
When he was writing his memoirs, he forgot all about these details.
I didn't
Crazy.
know principals were that into battles of the bands where they just wanted everyone to go to the battle of the bands and charge enough.
That's how impressive the letter he wrote was. Principals aren't.
Okay, was the most impressive ever.
He saw it as a cash cow too.
So the school made $4,000. John made $4,000. Didn't he say the other bands thanked him for making money for them too?
Yeah, he said both bands walked away with $2,000 for each show. So both bands made $4,000 at these shows.
No, they didn't.
Oh, John. Wow.
Well,
he was really
I want to
feeling
tell you more
himself.
about this amazing show that he did. My next clip here, they also did some original songs that people loved.
And we did United by Judas Priest. We had the American flags come down. And then we did 2 original songs. We had the hottest 12th grade girls in the school come out in bikinis and hold the titles out. We were doing a whole stage show.
How'd you pull this off?
It's from the fucking mental fucking lunacy of Stuttering John Melendez. but like we were like the band, man.
Boy, he's like a combination of Alice Cooper and Howard Stern before and after they happened.
Oh my God.
Now, Drew, I know that you used to have swim naked in high school.
Yes.
Did you also have shows where the hottest girls were in bikinis up on stage?
No, I don't
in your
think
high school.
that would not have flown.
Yeah, that probably would not be
Not at
great.
all.
I don't know if the parents would appreciate that.
That's because you didn't go to a cool school like Stuttering John did
Right.
with a cool principal and cool chicks.
You know what's funny is someone tracked down this principal on LinkedIn and sent me. He's still doing. He's still working.
Oh my God.
You got to talk to him.
Oh, that could be wild. Yeah, if you played him the clips, that would be hilarious.
Well, I have to write a very professional letter to him to get him on
Should John write it?
WATP.
It's a great idea.
One more clip. The question that we're all wondering, because it is a battle of the bands.
Oh, yeah.
You had to win.
Oh yeah, well they didn't announce who won, but we
won.
Yeah, we won. I mean, I would rub it into the other bands like all year long.
That's fucking sick. Stiff minister.
Stiff minister.
Wait, you'd rub it in, but nobody won? Wouldn't they just go, nobody fucking won, you idiot?
It just dawned on me, too, that the principal sent around somebody in the band Stiff Minister to all the classes to promote
a
it?
great point. There's no way.
Also, people were drawing the logo all over all the desks and all the doors he talks about. Like every kid in that school loves Stiff Minister. Someone else pointed out, because they're listening to this too, and they're going, yeah, in 1983, what he's talking about, metal wasn't the main style of music people liked, like kids in high school liked.
Yeah.
No.
It's an all new
Not even
wave.
close. It was very on the fringe. People weren't into like Judas Priest and Sabbath at that time.
What was the logo? Was it a minister with a boner coming out of his thing? A big tent? we should have
good question.
we should have a Stiff Minister logo contest.
I have a Stiff Minister T-shirt someone made for me. I wear it from time to time.
But you know, the funniest thing about all this, because that's the last clip, right?
Yes.
Okay. John, this poor guy has to sit through this. I don't know, how long was John talking almost consecutively, Karl? 30 minutes, 40 minutes?
Yeah, he didn't let the interviewer interview him.
No.
He had his thing he wanted to tell him. He just went.
And then the host makes the mistake, which I really think was an honest mistake, of suggesting that John was in the whack pack. And John, after getting a ride home, drinking 8 beers in the passenger seat, and then doing the guy's podcast and completely just throwing whopper after whopper and not letting this guy say a word, this guy accidentally, by mistake, says, I thought you were in the whack pack. And John just fucking loses it on this guy. Just goes off on him.
True, he meant it as a compliment. He goes, oh, I mean, you're like part of the original crew of the Stern Show, like with Robin and Fred and Jackie. Like he didn't know Whack Pack meant the weirdos that they made fun of.
He didn't know the
think
show.
That John would just be like, yeah, no, you're right. I'm sorry, you used the wrong term, but yes, I was part of the original crew. Instead, John's just like, you know how insulting that is? You think I'm Fred the Elephant Boy or Beetlejuice? That's all butthurt about it.
It was just the most ridiculous ending. I mean, this poor guy, I felt so bad for this guy.
Oh, it's great. Well, Shuli reached out to him to get him on their show, and I guess he has declined. He doesn't want to be part of the Dabbleverse.
Oh, why not?
I know. I wish he would. Nick Greystone probably is just like, John's a cool guy. I don't want to.
I think he's been through enough. He's been put through enough already.
Probably.
He might get PTSD too.
It's fun to see someone who doesn't know anything about Stuttering John and the Dabbleverse, everything that's been going on, and John takes advantage of that. So he loves it.
No, he knew he could say whatever he wanted, so he upped the story. I mean, that was crazy. I mean, he over-upped it by a mile.
Bringing up the pig's blood and the guillotine, the Alice Cooper stuff.
This is a dumb
There's
question.
video of this somewhere.
Can you go to a butcher and ask for buckets of pig's blood?
Probably.
If you're 17, yeah. They love that.
Okay. All right. Well, they did it for Carrie, so.
Right, yeah. You're not going to humiliate any classmates with this, are you? No, this should be a sick metal band. Like, okay, cool.
What's the name, Stiff Minister? Oh, I love those guys. I graffiti them all the time.
Oh, man. Okay, so we moving on to Shannon Sharpe.
Yeah, I know this came out a month ago and you guys talked about it a little bit, but Club Shay, of course, 3.98 million subscribers on YouTube.
Wow.
And this episode with Young Miami, a.k.a. Carisha, who's known from the hip-hop duo City Girls and, of course, her podcast, Carisha Please.
Yeah, doing big business.
This episode got 1.3 million views, only 25,000 likes. But 1.3 million views.
Not bad.
That's pretty good right there.
And she was just selected as BET's Podcaster of the Year for her podcast, which opened up, as I mentioned earlier, with her first guest, her boyfriend, Diddy, who, for some reason, Shannon Sharpe, I don't think he got around to Diddy, did he? Didn't ask her about Diddy?
No, that didn't come up for some reason. I think it's because Shannon Sharpe was interviewing her with his penis.
Yeah. And plus her new board game was so exciting. I think he didn't really have time for stupid stuff like that.
We're going to find out about that. But, there's probably people in the Drew Lane Show listening audience who aren't familiar with Young Miami and want to know more about her credits. Well, fortunately, this is how the show starts off with Shannon running through all of the credits. I did speed this up a little bit because it is pretty long.
It's
Stopping
quite
by
an
for
intro.
conversation on the drink today is a force to be reckoned with in the music and media. She's known for a bubbly, down-to-earth personality, hilarious commentary, and catchy sayings like, period. She sets the tone for being a bold and ambitious, a member of the most popular girl group of this decade. She has created anthems for women empowerment and independence. She's a larger-than-life presence. She's a platinum-selling rapper, award-winning podcast host, a must-watch entertainer, viral influencer, trend-setting artist, a talented content creator, a loving mother, a rising executive producer, an exceptional entrepreneur who's building an empire with her card game, Risha Roulette. Miami's own, she flew all the way from Dade County. Carisha is a government name, but you know it's Young Miami. Welcome to the show.
Oh, that was a good introduction.
You like
Right
that
there.
intro?
Oh, come on.
So who wrote that?
Why do you never introduce me like that? You just go, oh, WATP, Karl is here. Like, what?
It's
No
crazy.
other credits?
Yeah, it was a little much.
You know, it's embarrassing. It reads like a publicist pitching a guest to a show. I'm sure you guys have seen this come through, especially from your radio days.
I would never read it in front of the guest.
No, it lists not only accomplishments, but like their bubbly personality and catchphrases. You're like, this is a pitch. Like you're trying to get a guest on a show.
I was going to say, are we sure that she didn't write it for him? I mean, isn't that?
She has a team, I'm sure.
Yeah. I would
Her
think
team
they
wrote
wrote
it,
it.
yes.
Yeah. He
Of
didn't.
course.
I don't think his team wrote it.
No, definitely
Yeah.
not.
Okay. Yeah.
And this interview is just shortly before the woman came out with the $50 million lawsuit against Shannon Sharpe.
Yes.
She was 20 years old when she met him, and she claimed she was essentially raped by him, choked by him, et cetera, allegedly. So Shannon's still pretty flirty at this point.
Yes, Shannon's feeling it at this point. This is long before he had to leave ESPN for a spell and get all of these legal woes figured out. And so the first thing they do on this show is they talk about Carisha's put out this game called Risha Roulette. And actually there's a new version, which is the reloaded version of Risha Roulette. And so I guess she's promoting that, and Shannon immediately is just like, tell me about this game.
Yeah, of course.
We're going to play this game to start off, so give me a brief synopsis of what we're doing here.
Okay, so the Risha Roulette, which is a card game, come with 100 deck of cards, and it comes with some shot glasses. You just take a shot.
Okay.
The Reloaded now, it comes with a wheel.
Okay.
So we're going to spin the wheel.
So you spin the wheel,
and whatever
it lands on.
you got to pick from that category. So it's 3 categories.
Okay.
It's either dare or pay, take a shot,
Okay.
or get wild.
Karl, this is either a strength or a weakness of mine as a podcaster. I would never fucking play this game that somebody brought in.
No.
Especially
promote it,
because
but-
it's not a 2-player game, and they play it for a while.
They do.
It's
so
bizarre.
bad. And Shannon is so fascinated about, how did you come up with this?
Yeah, we'll get into that. But so there's a wheel that you spin, and based on where the wheel ends, that's the card you picked up from. And there's 3 categories. There's dare or pay, which is like truth or dare. Instead of the truth, you have to give money to someone.
Yeah.
And it does come with fake money, but you're encouraged to use real money. We'll get into that. There's take a shot, which they tend to spin that a lot. You'll notice. And then there's get wild. It's a get wild spin. You got to do. So they start playing this game, and take a shot is the first thing that comes out in my clip number 3.
So I'm going to spin the wheel,
Okay.
take a shot.
Damn, out there at the muscle? We didn't even ask no question.
No, I got to pull from the deck of cards now. Take a shot.
That's what you get.
Okay, it's a take a shot if you go through the self-checkout to steal when times is hard. I ain't gonna lie, I don't went through this.
Going to get one. Go to get one. Go to get one.
I done went through the self-checkout and like, you ain't scared my eyes before.
Scam one and put 2 in the bag.
Shout out to Walmart.
She steals shit?
Yeah. When times are tough.
Really?
Yeah.
When times are hard, she's only worth $14 million.
Whatever.
So it's interesting that they start off a 2-hour interview by drinking alcohol.
It's going to go
Shots.
downhill. Yeah.
It seems like a bad idea, but let's see what happens. Shannon's going to take a card now, and let's see what he picks.
Allow the player of your choice to purchase something online right now for up to $20 with your debit or credit card, or pay $5 to another player. I ain't got no debit card. I probably should have took a shot.
I mean, the only thing dumber than them playing this game is us watching them play this game.
Correct. Now, so according to this game, the way that it works is all of a sudden you have to let someone use your Venmo or something, or you have to Venmo them money, or you have to give them $5 or something like that. It's a really bizarre game to be playing. I don't know how that's fun for anyone.
I didn't get it at all.
And she was upset. She's like, "Oh, let me order something from Amazon." Like, would you want someone putting in your credit card or debit card information into their phone?
I asked Drew all the time for his credit card. He won't hand it over.
Right, smart, Drew.
No,
Very
you're
smart.
supposed to take a shot and then put it in the other person's mouth, and all. It's like, what? Come on.
I have that clip coming up, but first, the things start to get very flirty.
Of course.
In my clip 5.
So what do you say? What you got to do?
It say take a shot if you got to use lube to get wet.
Yeah. I don't know, but you got to take a shot.
Oh no, I ain't got to take no shot to that.
You ain't got to take no, ain't you? Oh, okay.
No.
Okay, slippery when wet.
Thank
Okay,
you.
come on then.
Yeah, no.
Look on her face.
What the hell are you talking about?
It sounds like she's got that wet ass pussy.
She's got snail trails going.
Oh yeah. She doesn't need that shit.
Well, how about the fact that Shannon didn't buy it or believe it?
Yeah, he immediately just like, "Oh, you need lube. Take a shot, bitch."
You lying? Every girl I've been with need lube.
I'm sorry, Drew. I was so fascinated by this game. I grabbed a lot of clips from this. My number 6.
It's so stupid. I'm kind of glad you did, because I just
really
couldn't
great.
believe he was doing it, and it's sort of, it worked in the wrongest way.
It's terrible. It's terrible. My number 6, they play a game called Finish the Lyrics. And I dare you guys to even figure out if this is English or not. I have no idea what's going on.
Take a shot if.
Okay, this is a good one. Tell me if you know this. It say finish these lyrics. Yeah, we knucking and bucking.
I don't know nothing about that. Nuck if you buck.
Yeah, we knucking and bucking.
What?
No.
Man, take a shot. You know, yeah, we knucking and bucking and ready to fight.
I don't know if I think I'm happy he didn't get that right.
Yeah, I am. I like him better.
Yeah.
What was she saying? We're knucking and pucking?
Yeah,
I have
know.
no idea. I found that happen quite a bit. These are the two of the biggest podcasters in the world. I have no idea what they're saying.
I'm not going to play this game at my next dinner party. I don't think it's going to go over well.
I don't recommend it.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to work.
No, the show. This part of the show kind of reminded me of Theo Von, where I find myself going, God, Theo, really? But then I find myself generally being entertained by his show, even though I find he says some kind of crazy things, kind of stupid. But generally, overall,
Right.
I sort of like him. I do.
Yeah, well, I like Theo Von. I don't understand what's going on with Young Miami. I have no idea what she's talking about. But as you brought up earlier, Drew, Shannon's very impressed that she came up with a game.
Oh yeah.
And he wants to know, like, how did you even come up with this game? And I think this clip is perfect because she explains why she made it. And then the example that comes up is the exact opposite.
How do you come up with the idea of creating a game?
Because I like to play, like, I'm a type of person, I'm very, like, I like to get to know people. So I love to play, like, Never Have I Ever.
Drink out of the person's cup next to you or pay everybody $1.
So she goes, I love this game. It's a party game. You get to know everyone. All right, what's the next card say? Drink out of a bag or pay someone.
Really getting to know each other.
Yeah, what does that have to do with anything?
And Shannon, he needed to know everything about how she came up with this game. How long did it take? What were the steps? It was like, oh my God, he can't possibly be this interested. Is he just trying to get laid?
Either that or there's going to be the Shannon Sharpe game coming up. Although
that
his
might have
legal
been-
troubles aren't going to help any.
Another example that they pull out is eat a spoonful of mustard or take a shot. I'm like, we're getting to know people through this? What is this?
I also hate
It sounds like a drinking game to me is what it sounds
Yeah.
like.
Well, it is, and I hate this fact that you have to assemble all these other things, like going on Amazon and getting mustard and all this other shit.
And having cash on hand.
Yeah, what the fuck?
No, it's just they were just capitalizing on her name and just making her some money off of nothing, basically.
I wish Stuttering John would make a game like this. That'd be great.
We'd all buy it.
Every card, Every card, drink, take a shot.
Give John a beer and a super chat. All right, my clip 8. This is what you were just talking about. Shannon asked the dumbest question possible, and he gets a dumb answer in return.
Chase me.
So, but let me ask you this, okay? You have this idea for a card game. How do you take that idea and turn it into a business?
So I feel like I love money. I love money. So, and I love to play games. So I got to turn my game into some money.
That's how business works.
How did you turn a game into a business? I sell it on the internet. What do you mean?
I know. That's like I said, something kept me entertained in this podcast, but were not the right things.
You picked up on this too, Drew. Let me ask you this, okay?
Let me ask you this.
A lot of the questions start with that.
There's got to be the supercut of supercuts there.
Oh my gosh, yeah. So let's get to clip number 9. I want to set this up by talking about what you were saying, where there was this one card that says you got to transfer your shot using your mouth to the person next to you.
Gross.
And so that turns into a conversation about kissing on the first date, because Shannon Sharpe is just like, well, all of a sudden you're going to be kissing, and then that could lead to other things. I mean, we're not kissing on the first date, are you?
Cause you know that card that you pull says, okay, transfer alcohol to somebody, and then all of a sudden y'all gonna end up start kissing. Kissing lead to other things on the first date. Yeah.
I'm kissing on the first day.
Huh?
I mean, if I done went on a date with you, that mean I like you.
Okay.
That mean we done got past like the little talking stage.
Really?
If I want to go on a date, it's like, yeah, we can kiss on the first
You
date.
kiss on the first? Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah, it ain't gotta be all that.
but when you transfer, you got to get down in there because you don't want to spill none on his clothes. You don't want to get none on your dress.
You don't kiss on first dates.
No. I'm a gentleman.
Yeah, I'm a gentleman. I ask for you to sign an NDA before I meet you.
That aged well.
Oh my God, is that bad? And I can't believe he's that fascinated by every little detail. Well, you don't want to spill it on the guy. Shannon, Jesus Christ, it's a fucking game. Relax.
Drew, this is an NFL superstar talking about kissing on a first date. Kissing?
So stupid.
This is insane. Who's he pretending he is?
He did. The 20-year-old that he's accused of allegedly raping, she said that he sent her an NDA she needed to sign before he was willing to meet her at the health club. And she said no, and he went and met her anyway.
Oh, well, that's
And then,
good advice for the other 20-year-olds
Yeah,
out there who
that's right.
want to sleep with celebrities.
And for the other 55-year-olds out there.
Yes, right. Get the
Get him to
NDA
sign it.
signed. Yes, good call. Now, the other thing that you picked up on this is that Shannon keeps talking about how poor he is.
Yeah.
Oh, he just has no money.
Is he joking? Is that a joke?
I don't know what his angle is here because no one's buying this.
No.
And we've already had the Cat Williams podcast, and we know about the offers that are coming in for Club Shay. But my clip number 10, he talks about how he's looking through Instagram, and man, everyone's got all this money and all this cool stuff, and he doesn't have any of that stuff.
Because I see, like, I'm watching IG, and I see these men and women on IG, and I'm like, I was telling Jordan, I'm like, bro, I got to get me another job. Because they got me feeling
Shannon,
like
you gotta have fun. You gotta have fun. You gotta start.
I can't be broke having fun.
You're not broke. You're far from broke, babe. This podcast.
I don't want to be broke though.
You can have fun. You better.
I'm
start.
having fun.
Does he not understand math? I mean, this is not possible. He has to have money.
Yeah, it's really bizarre. It comes up over and over again in different conversations about how you got money. I don't have any money. I can't have any fun. I got to get another job. Meanwhile, the guy's got multiple jobs. He's rich from playing with the Broncos and Ravens. I think he's doing fine.
Oh, we know publicly what he makes for these jobs. It's a lot of money. And then, she says she got a Ferrari. Oh my God.
So clip 11, she talks about how hard she works for her money and how she rewarded herself recently for her birthday.
Can I press rewind?
Yeah.
Play. You asked for your stuff back, he gave it back. He asked for his stuff back, you say F no.
As a man, why?
As a woman, why?
I work hard for my money.
A few moments later.
Hold on. That gift you just got for your birthday, somebody bought that for you or you bought
I
it?
bought it myself. I make a lot of money. I put in a lot of work. I work so hard.
A Ferrari?
Yeah.
You ain't gonna even drive it like that.
Ooh.
Okay, so we find out she just bought herself this white Ferrari convertible.
White on
Beautiful
white.
car.
Yes.
Yes, beautiful car. And so he asks, like, why would you buy yourself a Ferrari? My clip number 12, she answers this question with the worst answer possible.
Because I got all SUVs. Like all my cars is trucks.
Because you got kids and, haul them around, take them
And I
around.
can't drive.
You can't?
Ooh, God.
You bought a Ferrari and can't drive?
My
Do you have a driver's
mama's
license?
been praying for me ever since. She said, baby girl, please be careful when you drive the car. I'm always just hitting like curves. It's always a flat tire, nailing the tire. Like I'm really a girl. Pulling up at valet, still getting dressed. And I was just like, I want a fast car, but I'm kind of like a Ferrari girl, Like I'm like,
Yeah.
I like nice shit.
Yeah.
I like real nice shit. Like everything got to be just nice. And I was like, I want a Ferrari, and I love just white on white. So
Yeah.
I have no idea. I cannot. Karl, what just happened?
All right, Drew, let me explain to you what just happened. I am a very good driver. I happen to be German, so that comes with that. I would not be able to drive a Ferrari. I'd be way too nervous to drive a Ferrari. Not even for my sake, just other people fucking with it and scratching it or something
True,
bad
yeah.
happening. This woman hits every curb, can't parallel park, and she's like, I should buy a really nice Ferrari.
And she has no license.
I don't know if she has a
I
license
think
or not.
she's a bad driver. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she just says she's a
Yeah.
bad driver because he asked, like, do you have a license? And she said that she does drive around in this Ferrari. And he goes, yeah, but doesn't that make you a target? She's like, well, I got my security behind me, following me. And she carries a Glock, too, she mentioned.
What the fuck?
So if someone tries to carjack her, I guess she's going to fuck him up. So that's good to know.
That's weird. I don't know how far did you get into this, Karl?
I got to the flirtation part of
Okay,
it.
okay.
13, they started speaking a love language to each other.
Oh yeah.
ooh,
Damn.
yeah.
I'm sorry, I had to pull that. So
Great.
How many times did he say "damn" in this podcast?
damn. Yes. And also clip 14, he also says this a lot, as we already mentioned.
Well, let me ask you this.
Let me
Yeah,
ask.
That's-
yeah.
Well, let me ask you this.
What a pro. What a pro.
And she's got a pretty big crutch too, and I noticed it got bigger as the show went along.
Yeah.
I love it.
I'm not gonna lie.
Not gonna lie.
She says that before almost every question. By the end, she just
I
keeps
ain't
saying,
gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie.
"There it is."
Clip 15. This is where Shannon's like, okay, I'm moving in for the kill on this one. This is my next lady.
Let me ask you a question. Could you be a housewife? All this, no more music, no more podcasting. You're a housewife. Them 5 kids, she come home, you got dinner cooked.
All day and tomorrow.
Yeah. You can be that? You ain't giving that up, Christian.
I can't be a housewife. I'm a lover girl.
I don't know.
You single?
Damn, you tried to hit on me? I ain't got no money, I'm telling you, I ain't got no money.
I swear, I don't think he passed math ever. I don't think he has any idea how much money he has.
Well, all he has to do is Google it, like I did. It said 14 million. That's before the
Yeah.
big deal.
I would think he'd have way more than 14 million. Really? That's still a
Maybe he
lot
has
of money.
squandered a lot of money. Maybe he's been lectured a few
Yeah.
times
Yeah.
by people. Because we don't even know who the baby mamas are for Shannon Sharpe for a couple of the kids. So
Oh,
maybe they're doing very well.
how many kids are there?
3.
Well,
Shannon Sharpe has.
it's interesting. This what's been going on with him lately. There was a long time there where I was thinking, is Shannon Sharpe gay? I really don't
Yeah.
care. I'm not against it at all. But Antonio Brown made so many jokes about him being gay. I thought he must be gay.
I was convinced.
Apparently
Turns
not.
out he's definitely not gay.
Yeah.
I do have the clip with the dating math. I know you played this on the show a week or 2 ago, but should we refresh everyone's memory when he starts
Yes.
trying to figure out if he can date this?
Oh,
Because
yeah.
I think it's relevant, obviously knowing that he was plowing that 20-year-old.
No, this
Too
is
good.
so
Date
bad.
older man?
Yeah.
How much older? What's the 5 years, 10 years? I mean, I don't know how old you are, but I'm saying what?
Like 30, like 20, 30 years. Wait, let me see. If I'm 30,
She's doing the math in her head here. What's going on?
20.
20 years. So that's 50. So 50 is cool for you. Half my age plus 7. Half my age, I'm about to be 57, so that'll be 28 and a half plus 7.
You gotta be 57?
I'm about to be 57.
Okay.
57 minus 7.
That's 50.
No, that's me. That's
No, you
your
said
age.
57. You said.
No, I'm
50
saying what you're supposed to for a man.
Okay.
You do half his age
Okay.
plus 7. So half my age is 28 and a half. I add 7, that's 30, that's 7, that's 35 and a half. So 35 and a half minus 2.
35 minus 2?
Yeah.
30.
33. You 30?
31.
You 31?
I just turned 31.
Just turned 31?
Yeah, I'm still celebrating my birthday.
Trying to
I hope y'all got me a cake.
You know, I'm gonna be honest with you, Creature. I'm trying to work the math of my age. Give me a second. I'm working the math of my
I'm
age.
gonna look good with mine. Bam, now.
How we
can
get
add this up.
How we get to that 31, Joe? How we get to 31? Okay, maybe we add an extra year. Half my age plus 8 minus 4. Right on time. That's 31 right
Okay.
Don't let them manage your money, either one of them.
Yeah, right. I don't know if we added 8 and subtracted 4. We just
add 4.
Add 4 if you're going to do that. I don't
He
know.
also said 35 minus 2, and she said 30.
Yeah.
I mean, she just spit it out.
I think she was trying to get to like her age to make it so it worked.
Yeah.
Oh,
Which is
okay.
what he was doing too. Yeah.
That's what he was
Interesting.
trying to do too. My clip 17. Boy, did this end up coming true when we find out about who was originally Jane Doe.
I don't have a
what she was-
17.
Oh shit! You don't have 17
That's the
on
only
there?
one. Yeah, I noticed that the number was missing, but I figured you just deleted it. So
Oh, my bad. Well, it turns out Shannon Sharpe talks about how, when guys cheat, women always find out and then they will spill the beans.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh my gosh, women, they don't say anything. He's like, well, no, actually, they get bitter and jealous and then they spill all this shit, which is very funny and telling. And it's very interesting because in February of 2024, Monique was the guest on Club Shay, and she lectured this gentleman about what he was up to at the time.
okay.
Dating. What advice is somebody if a group of women were in here and it's like, come on, they talk to us. How this dating thing? Because this Mo is different now than when you and I.
It's different, baby. I'm grateful I'm not 56 and trying.
You tried to say that. What you trying to say? Mo?
I'm looking right at you.
I know
I'm
you looking at me.
grateful. I ain't backing down. You better take your old ass and get somebody to love you.
Damn, Mo.
Now I'm looking right at y'all. Let me tell y'all what Shannon needs.
Let me
Okay?
live my
Let me
life.
tell you what my baby needs. He need him an old fat gal who can bake good cakes, make some smothered turkey wings, who gonna rub his feet at the nighttime, okay, and gonna have a sip of his cognac to make him feel better about himself when he come home at night. That's what Shannon needs. You don't need no 26-year-old girl. You don't need no 36-year-old girl. This is your auntie talking to you. Take your old ass and get you an old bitch out there that can love you old. You trying to hang out with these young bitches and you can't do it, Shannon. You just can't do it.
What's great about this is that Monique right now is doing a comedy show, Cat Williams' Heaven on Earth comedy tour. And this is from May 3rd. This was posted on Instagram. She's taking victory laps about her suggesting this last year on his show.
Yes, I told that nigga Shannon Sharpe, leave that white bitch alone.
I told him to leave white bitches alone. He wouldn't listen to me.
Did you catch the part? She said something I thought was interesting. She said that black women, as we grow up, we're told by grandma on this side, mother, my sister, whatever, that black men aren't shit. Over and over, that's all we hear. Black men aren't shit. And it was like, wow, that's a pretty strong statement. Every woman in your life tells every black woman growing up that black men aren't shit.
Well, I think they're bitching about your dad or your grandfather or your uncle or whatever it is. And so, yeah, she was taught to not trust black men.
Right. That's just
It's-
it just seemed a little, maybe a bit of stereotyping.
I think they're allowed to say, that.
I know they are. I know.
I'm
No, I know.
not going to argue.
She was sincere. I'll say that for her.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, that was Club Shay. You know, obviously a very big show with a lot of viewers.
Very big.
And
Huge.
a very interesting conversation considering what happened just a few weeks later.
Did you know he got 2 million subscribers from the Cat Williams interview?
Wow.
That's incredible.
I mean, it's not surprising when you think about the 56 million views it got or something like that.
64 million now.
64 million, yeah.
What do you think, though? You know, he is literally was about to get a $100 million podcasting deal. Do you think, how good do you think he is? Is he one of the elite? Because that's elite in terms of numbers.
Well, no such thing as bad publicity. If he's able to figure out this current lawsuit, which I'm sure he'll, settle for less than $50 million.
Yeah.
Then, yeah, I mean, everyone's talking about Club Shay and Shannon Sharpe. I don't see why he won't get a big deal.
Yeah, I know. I couldn't quite wrap my brain around, like, why is he so good? What makes him so good?
It's a different demographic that nobody's really taking advantage of in the podcasting world, right?
Yeah, probably. And he certainly has a big platform, too, from the ESPN shows. He's been on great shows, so there's that. I mean, he'll probably pay off if he's able to get through this mess.
Well, I think you're thinking the same thing that I'm thinking, where it's not like Shannon Sharpe's all that good at this. Like the Cat Williams podcast episode is amazing because of Cat Williams.
Yes, agree.
Shannon didn't come prepared with all these like hard-hitting questions to get him to open up. Like Cat was ready to talk about all that stuff. Mm-hmm. And it's not like he's followed up with like these, like you mentioned, he didn't even bring up Diddy.
Yeah.
Like make this interesting. This is a person who dated Diddy. Like, let's hear about this. And nothing.
It's just funny to me how people can just parade around doing show after show, and the elephant in the room just stays in the room and nobody touches it.
Well, I'm sure there's discussions ahead of time, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. For sure.
Yeah, we're not talking about that. And
you know what's, what's funny about
superficial.
that? I caught Blake Lively did Seth Meyers' show, and I was kind of intrigued. I wanted to see this interview. And I give Seth credit. He made it very clear that he was not allowed to talk about it. Which I thought was kind of interesting. He's like, we know what people are here for, but and he kind of gave her an out because it's ongoing litigation. But I just thought it was really interesting. He seemed to really want it to be known that, look, I would totally ask her about this,
Absolutely.
but I can't, which I don't even know if he would ask her about it. But
no, but good for him though. At least address it. Otherwise, people are just like, what was that?
Exactly. Instead of just ignoring it. So
No, you look like a moron as a host. And then the question is she worth having on if you can't ask her about the most interesting thing about her?
She was not interesting at all. She was very awkward.
Well, it depends on what you caption the video on YouTube, Drew.
That's true.
You get a clickbaity title. People will be disappointed, but at least you'll get a lot of clicks on it.
Man, we put a Prince Harry video up a couple days ago. What's it at, Brandon? Like 22,000 or something?
Something around there, yeah.
Yeah, it's still, I mean, for us, that's really good.
It's awesome, yeah.
I mean, it had a very clickbaity title, too. That entitled
it's
brat,
true.
whatever.
It was true, though.
Makes an ass of himself. Oh, yeah, totally.
Jim's earning his money over there. I like
good
to hear
job.
it.
Yep.
Well, speaking of clickbaity titles, I like to post some of the segments we do on Who Are These Socials, especially with our buddy Woke Dad. And there was a TikTok video we watched this past week, Drew, that I think you enjoyed quite a bit. If you want to watch this, do you want to set it up at all? Do you have anything to say about this? It's pretty wild.
All I know is that he starts acting as if the public figured out that the owner of this coffee shop was a white person, but gradually they figured out it wasn't the usual white monster. Isn't that pretty much what he's saying?
God.
Yeah. And remember, he is in a rural area of central New York State.
Yeah.
As he talks about this.
I just had a woman tell me that I just gave her the best coffee experience she's ever had in her life. And I want to tell you first, like a lot of my customer base is at my mobile coffee shop window. It's super diverse. It didn't start out that way. A lot of times people saw me as a coffee shop owner, just this regular white dude. And some people were a little reluctant to try out my coffee. But I've really built this diverse community of customers because, well, I mean, if a white dude shows up to my counter, it's a great experience. If a white woman shows up to my counter, it's a little bit better an experience than the guy before her. If a black man shows up to my counter, this is a terrific experience, both customer service and coffee. If a black woman shows up to my counter, this is one of the best experiences she's had in a long time. If a queer, trans, black woman shows up to my counter, this is the best experience she's ever had in her life. It isn't because any of those experiences are any different than the one before. It's just that I treat all of those people the same way. I treat them with equity. I treat them with kindness. I try and give them a great experience. and a lot of people in more diverse communities, they're not used to seeing that, especially from guys on the other end that look like me. So when this woman showed up and said this was the best experience she's ever had,
She was lying.
I wasn't that surprised. A little sad that she can't feel that way all the time, but I wasn't that surprised.
Wow, it sounds to me like you and people like you are the victims of prejudice. Everyone expects to have a terrible time with you.
Yeah, did you guys know that everyone at Starbucks is a racist bigot?
I did
no
not.
idea.
I had no idea.
It's not that inclusive, Starbucks. I've been there.
I thought the chick with the green hair behind the counter wasn't really all that concerned about sexual orientation, but it turns out she is.
And to think that everyone thinks that, if it's me behind the counter, they're not going to have a safe experience. It's not going to be a safe space until they learn over time how wonderful I am.
I think the best news is this coffee can suck, but the experience is so great it makes up for it.
Think about that. When you go get a cup of coffee, should that be an experience? Like
No.
backpacking through Europe is an experience. Burning Man, that's an experience. I tripped for 4 days straight. That's an experience. But just getting a cup of coffee, like, how was your morning? Oh my gosh, I got to tell you about this experience I had.
I had a great I got coffee this morning from 7-Eleven. It was awesome. It was great. There was one other person in the room, and I sat there and I made it myself. I'm not joking. It was wonderful. What an experience.
I mean,
What an experience.
he would have you believe, though, that it's funny how he can read the minds of all these people that he's not like, these marginalized people. He can read their minds that they actually think, oh, I don't know, that looks like a bad experience. Looks like there's a white man giving out that coffee. He's probably going to poison it or put X-Lax in it or something. That's the normal thing.
True. They were all reluctant. He saw them driving by and looking and going, nah, I don't think so. I gotta ask around before I go
looks
over
white.
there.
Yeah.
Wow. How do you get your mind to work that way, the way his mind works? How do you do it?
You lie.
He puts it on the internet, and he thinks that that's how reality is. And again, you couldn't live in a time or a place that is more accepting. I mean, the idea that he in 2025 in New York State, he thinks that this is like this crazy racist environment where all these people are just having all this prejudice work against them every day of their lives, every minute that they spend in their lives is just simply not true.
And if you're a white person running a mobile coffee shop, by the way, these people are coming to his various locations. He's all over the place, and yet these people are coming to know him and meet him. That seems a little off to me. But he would have you believe that if you were a white person and you were pissing in your coffee that you were selling, that you better hope that you sell it to a white person. By God.
I don't understand that. It seems odd to me that as a white guy, if I went there, I'd have a good experience, but not as good as a black queer woman would have. I'm like, well, then I'll just go to a different place then.
Well, it's because we're spoiled. We're spoiled because white people, we're all a big country club and we all get great things from each other. And so we're just spoiled by it.
I've actually had shitty experiences at a lot of different restaurants.
I know, me too.
Go figure.
No, it's not. I mean, the whole idea of white privilege is that, oh my God, everything is so great when you're white. Everything works. Everything's easy. And it's like, God, I have a lot of beefs with white people.
Well,
it's some of the shittiest experiences.
When those people stole the truck out of your driveway twice, did they know that you're white? Did they not get the memo? What the fuck?
I guess not. No.
They should have known. White people don't get their truck stolen. That's fucked up. Come on.
Twice. Bowling ball once. So did you have any more woke, Dad?
No, that's
Okay.
all I brought for us today.
I gotta say, one of these days we have to bring some more John Sarasani back. I really enjoyed your John Sarasani segment with Blind Mike, where he's on Instagram and he's complaining about. What's the casino he was staying at?
The Venetian in Las Vegas.
The Venetian says I have a marker there. I've never borrowed money there. No, he's telling Instagram this. Like, Instagram is supposed to do something about this? I mean, what the fuck? Are you kidding me?
He did a 3-video series complaining about how the Venetian said that he owed them money. And it started with, I've never lost at the Venetian. This is ridiculous. And then by the second video, he's going, I don't even know how much money I owe them or where to pay them. I wish they would just tell me. I'm glad to square up with them. It's so funny. He's a lunatic. He plays blackjack, and he thinks he's doing it professionally, which maybe there are professional blackjack players out there. God bless you if you're counting cards or whatever you got to do to get an advantage. But for the most part, blackjack's not a game of skill.
No.
You will lose your money over the long term playing blackjack.
No, unless you're card counting. No. it's hopeless. Time will catch up to you. But didn't he also say that, I'm done with the Venetian. I'm never going back there. I've won $800,000 there. You'll never get it back.
Yeah. He goes, the Venetian's been so good to me. I think I've made $1 million betting there over the years.
No, he didn't.
How much? I mean, you and Mike cannot be the only people who see through what he's doing. What kind of comments does he get?
Oh, the comments, I read them from time to time on the show. They're hilarious because a lot of people are just like, they know that it's ridiculous that this guy's looking for clout on Instagram while talking about what a multi-millionaire and how important he is. But
so arrogant.
The best was, Drew, we played a clip, this is like going back months, where Bert Kreischer was on a show. It might have been Bert Kreischer's show. When he's talking to, I think it was Jimmy Kimmel and someone else, and he goes, hey, have you guys seen this John Sarasani guy? And he pulls up a video on his phone. He's like, you got to follow this guy. So, like, even guys like Bert are watching this guy and clowning him in the background, just going, what a lunatic.
Is he? Does he get a lot of views?
He does. Yeah, he's got hundreds of thousands of subscribers. He's lost his channel a few times, but he keeps getting it back.
Wow. What? By the way, what's going on with why did Menser Math lose his channel? He's the guy that would put together the John reading super chats that were really insulting. I thought they were great, by the way.
He didn't lose his channel. What happened was he posted a video of Anthony Zenhauser's stand-up, and Zenhauser is part of the Shuli Network.
Oh.
And that's behind the paywall, his stand-up special.
Okay.
They're waiting to figure out how to release it, but if you want to watch it, you have to sign up for the Shuli Network. And so Menser Math put out a video of that stand-up. So the Shuli Network struck it to say, like, well, I don't want this to get out for free. We kind of charge for this. And so they successfully struck just that video. Menser Math's still up, and he's still doing his thing. But
do I see Cardiff and Tukey taking shots at Shuli over this? Is the Dabbleverse in disarray right now?
Generally, striking channels is frowned upon. I personally don't strike channels. I don't like people who strike channels, but I also think that stealing people's content is not cool.
Yeah.
Like we're doing Hackmania this weekend. Hackmania.com. You can stream the whole weekend of live shows from Las Vegas. And there's a lot of people. There's Discord servers who are threatening to snipe the whole thing and stream our show that we're charging money for. And it's like, well, that's our product. Like, that's like saying, like, I'm going to go steal Nike sneakers. Like, well, that's not cool. That's how Nike makes money.
Or that time that you stole John's audiobook.
Well, right, yeah. John always complains that I put his audiobook on my Patreon, which I did not do, of course.
But he says it a lot. Anyway.
He's convinced himself that is the case, yes.
Yeah. Oh, wow. So you're in Vegas this weekend. I'll have to jump on the train there. Who else is out there? Dr. Steve out there and Tukey and
yes.
Shuli.
Thank God we figured it out. No Shuli. This is Patrick Melton and Nobody Likes Onions is putting this thing on. Biggest Problem in the Universe, my buddy Dick Masterson is doing a show.
Is this his last show?
Weird Medicine is, yes, Dr. Steve's.
Oh, I thought Dick was doing his last show, too.
No, Dr. Steve's last ever episode of Weird Medicine, which has been on Sirius XM for like 20 years or something. It's been on a long time.
No kidding. Okay.
Yeah. So Dr. Steve was flying out Saturday. We figured out a way to get him there because he has some scheduling conflicts, but he'll be there Saturday night to do his show. We're doing one of these podcasts. We're doing The Creep Off with me and my buddy Vinny Paulino are doing a show. Tukey Soup, as you mentioned. Nobody Likes Onions. So it's just a bunch of podcasts all weekend from Las Vegas, and it's going to be a blast.
Cool. Well, have a blast, Karl. I'll be listening.
Yeah.
Thank you, buddy. Thanks for having me, guys.
See you soon.
I see.
See you.
See you.